Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to show you my 4 A-level art books, so all my sketchbooks for my art when I did A-level, which was, I don't know, like 8 years ago I think, something like that. But yeah, I'm just going to show you through all my sketchbooks and just show you them basically. I've already uploaded a video of my GCSE artwork last week, so if you want to check that out I'll link it in the description below as well for you. So basically we got given a topic for our project, and this topic was viewpoints. So that was just my title page for this project. And then we had to just do some mark making, so some different textures and like rubbings and things like that. And then here's just some drawings of some poppy seeds. We had to, I think the teacher brought in some poppy seeds and put them in the centre of the table, and we just had to sketch them basically and use some different media. So I've written down here what I've used for each piece. And I did some monoprinting, which was kind of like where you put paint on a piece of plastic and you put paper on top of it, and then you draw on the paper and then take it off, and it kind of leaves that on the paper. I don't know how else to describe it really, but that's what these ones all are. Made a little wire model thing. And then we had to do some artist studies. For each project we had to do primary research and secondary research, and I think this was our secondary research artist studies. I can't remember which way around it was, but yeah. So this is one of the artists that I did study, and I just did some kind of recreations of one of her pieces using wax and ink. And then I did some photography here, which was kind of supposed to be in the style of this artist. So I just took some pictures of some poppy seeds and some shells and things like that. Another artist study here, and I did some like textiles-y bits, real leaves randomly, I don't know why, and then some more photos that I took, and then I just drew a little section of it there. Leaves, so I took some photos of some leaves, and then I was just using different medias to create some leaves. So I did some dissolvable fabric, graphite, charcoal, which has gone a bit faded now where it's so old, pen and ink, wet paper with ink, things like that. Another artist study, some very bright colours here, just recreating some of the artist's work. I think this was in watercolours. But yeah, I just really like the colours of this one, so I recreated it there. And then another artist study. These are terrible. This is absolutely awful. I hate this. But that was a photo I took. It was supposed to be painting it in this artist's style, so that was my attempt, and it's actually terrible. And then here, I don't know what this was, acrylic paint stippled on. This was from photos that I'd taken. And then this big painting here, which again is terrible. I absolutely hate it. I could do such a better job now, but yeah, I was probably time limited as well. I don't know. That was what it was. Another artist study, some more like brightly coloured pieces. I took some photos again, I edited them on Photoshop and then painted them in that style. I don't know what I exactly did here, but it's kind of like an abstract kind of thing. And then I did it again there, and then just changed the colours, and I added some little bits of card to make it a bit more 3D. And then here is just another one that this is the photo, and then I edited it, and then I painted it again in acrylic paints, and also stuck some card on to make this bit stand out. Another artist study, and then I recreated this piece kind of in his style, and it looked like he had some string bits sticking out, so I stuck string to outline everything. Some more photos I took, and then just some more edits of them and some little paintings, and again more edits of my photos. And this is like a little sewing bit that I did, just more experiments. So that's using ink, and then this is just fabric. I think I just glued it on, I'm not sure. Oh, this was a photo of this giant like flower piece that I did, which was all like 3D and textured. Oh, that's not meant to come off. And this is tissue paper and acrylic paint to like wrinkle and create texture. And again, another kind of texture piece. I've used some filler here, which is like the stuff that you fill in cracks in walls. So I used that to create some texture, which I think I ended up doing in my final piece. And then I also stuck on bits of card. And then I did some like sewing bits, some fabric, some applique. Yeah, and I sewed some straw on randomly. It's an interesting idea. And then I cut out some of the photoshopped pictures and just stuck them to make a composition. And then my final piece, this was the design for my final piece, and then I did it on a giant board, and I think I added some like textury bits and stuff onto it, and that's just on a huge thing. That's a photo of it. The photo is not that great, it looks kind of dark, you can't really see this area, but yeah, just an evaluation, and that's all for that project. So now moving on to my exam piece. This was my exam project, sorry, which the topic for this was Earth, Air, Fire and Water. And basically we just got given a project title, and we had to do loads of like coursework to do with it. And then after that we'd do an exam, which I think we had 2 whole days, and I think it was about 10 hours in total to like create a piece at the end. So I don't have that actual piece to show you, but I might have a photo of it. I'll have to have a look. So yeah, Earth, Air, Fire and Water. So here is just some pictures of people that were, I think I just found them online, I can't remember, with like water. So this girl looks like she's kind of in the shower, and I just drew a bit here, and then I also added some kind of textured bits on here, and also this girl has obviously got drips of water going down her face, so I just redrew that. And this is my sister, photos of her, which I don't know if she'd like me showing these really, but anyway, I had to take just some pictures, and I took some pictures of her here behind the shower. Sorry about that, the doorbell just rang. Yeah, I took some pictures of her behind the shower, which had like limescale-y kind of bits on, and I thought it'd be quite, like, it would kind of replicate this. So I tried that, and then I just drew some pictures of her, took some pictures from like strange angles. She looks so cute. Because now obviously she's a lot older, it looks lovely. And then here I just did some like, I cut up the drawing that I did, well I scanned it in, cut it up, and then just kind of added some texture and some water drips and played around with it like that, made it a bit more abstract. And then here again I did some bits of the pictures of my sister and some magazine clippings, kind of put them together, and then I just put them on this like string with pegs, I don't know why. An artist study here, this is a couple pieces of the artist work, so then I ripped up the pictures and kind of used some printing methods and just tried to recreate that. And then this is kind of what inspired my final piece the most. I found this artist who did like pieces on cardboard, so this is my recreation of this one. So I've like tied the string, tried to make it like quite messy, and so that was my recreation of that. And also this person did this kind of thing, which is like pieces of paper, like from books and stuff, folded up and then like string tying them and stuff. And I just thought it looked quite cool, so I did that there. And then this was some photos that I took of some like textures outside. So there's bark on the trees, a log, cracked mud, that kind of thing, and just used the photos to create these little collage things. This is a big piece I created inspired by the other artists, so I combined these paper things and the trees on the cardboard. And then here I just think I did some messy paint and did some like prints of leaves on it. And then there was this other artist here which did kind of layering and stuff, so I just kind of recreated that idea but in the style of the other artist, and just kind of did some experiments there. And then these were all just Photoshop edits. So that's the original picture here, and then these are all just Photoshop edits that I did, kind of layering the different drawings I'd done. Just some more experiments. Then another piece on the cardboard, which I kind of used the layering and the prints of the leaves, some more texture, things like that. And then here I like painted, I did that technique of these folded bits of paper, but I cut out leaves of it and like tied them together with string. And then my evaluation, that was my final piece. It was like on a huge bit of cardboard. Everyone else did theirs on like a normal board, but I randomly decided to do mine on cardboard. I remember bringing in this huge bit of cardboard to school, which is very random. But yeah, that was that. And that's the end of my first year of A-level. Got dirty hands now. So now I'm going to show you my second year of A-level work. So this is my main coursework, and the topic was evolution and growth. So I'm pretty sure our teacher maybe brought in some sunflowers or something, I can't remember. So I've just done some sunflower drawings using pen and ink, monoprinting again, which is that printing method that I said about before. Pencil and chalk, more monoprinting and acrylic paint. And then this took me absolutely ages. I recreated the cross-hatching effect, but I cut out tons of strips of paper and stuck them all down. So these are all individual strips of paper that I've cut out, and that I remember taking me absolutely ages. This is one of my favourite pages. This is like a recreation of an artist, because I had another little book that went with this project, but I think my teacher lost it, so I couldn't keep that. But yeah, this was just these were 2 copies of an artist's work, and I really like these. I think they were really cool. And then I recreated a sunflower piece, like from the drawings that I did before, in that kind of style with the ink. And then collagraphs, I'm not too sure what that is. This apparently, and this is just different medias. And then here there was this artist. What artist is this? Oh, this artist. Yeah, just recreated some bits from her artwork, and this is from her again. Just some more random drawings from some photos. And these were some photos that I took. I think I got my mum to buy some sunflowers, and then I just took pictures of those at home. Did some experimental paintings. This I absolutely hated. I remember my teacher was like, "That's so good, I love it," but how can anyone like that? It looks like a mess. But anyway, just some more experimental paintings, more Photoshop edits, again the same style as before. I think it's because that's all I knew how to do, so I just continued with that style. This is the picture that I used for my final piece, I remember. This is like pieces of paper and leaves and tissue paper stuck onto some fabric. And this was plastic bags melted together. So like carrier bags melted together on an ironing board. Just some random messy sunflower paintings. Interesting. And then this is with some more of that filler stuff I said about before, on some fabric and some paint. And then just some more painting experiments here. This I really like. I was really pleased with this. This is a recreation of an artist piece again. And then just a couple more paintings here. A drawing of sunflower that I did there, it's not quite finished. And then a little painting. Just some more experiments. This is this monoprinting again. Just added some ink and some dripped paint. And then just some more photos and experiments, more filler and texture. And this is all filler experiments. So this is just that filler, and then I've like pressed different things into it. So I think this was like a bottle top, large bubble wrap apparently, string, buttons. And then this was the like composition for my final piece, and I think with the centre bit here I got some of that filler and like pressed circles into it to create the seeds in the middle of the sunflower. Oh, I don't have a picture of my final piece, but anyway, it was kind of like that, but really big with different texture and things like that. But anyway, that's my coursework, and then I've just got my A-level second year exam piece to show you. So this is the book for the coursework for that. This was the project title, Flaws, Perfection, Ideals or Compromise, which is a really random name for a project. Like, I didn't really know what to do with that. So I ended up just going with, on the idea of like an imperfect, messy, kind of abstract thing. And I kind of wanted to go with something different, so I decided to do it based on buildings. So it's a painting in the background that I did based on this artist. I did like really messy charcoal pieces, so I just recreated some here and then another one here, and then this is recreating his style but in acrylic paint. Then this is another piece I found online, just a different artist, so I've recreated a section of it here using ink and acrylic paint. Another artist study. He did kind of pieces which were of the Eiffel Tower, kind of really abstract, crazy pieces like these, and then I recreated it here and drew a section here. And another artist here that did kind of things in ink. And then here I took some photos of some buildings in my local area for research, and then just cut them up, like scanned them in, cut them up, made some like crazy abstract compositions, drew some sections. This is another artist piece that I found, and I just started recreating all the textures that were in his work. Just some more experiments with texture and stuff. Another ink drawing. And then I decided to go with the kind of idea of that guy that did the Eiffel Tower stuff. So I started cutting up different compositions of the Eiffel Tower and then recreating my own painting here in his style. Another artist research, which is just some more kind of crazy abstract pieces. And then I think I got my grandparents to go and take some pictures of the Spinnaker Tower in Portsmouth for me, because obviously we had to use some of our own photos for our final piece. So yeah, I got them to take pictures of some like weird angles, and then just drew it in charcoal in that other artist's style. And then here I like cut up the images to create like abstract compositions, and then I combined some of them with Eiffel Tower as well, because I thought that would be quite a cool idea. And here's just some experiments with texture and colour, combining some of those artists' ideas together. Just some more experimentations. And this was the final composition that I came up with in the end, which has a couple bits of the Eiffel Tower and then some Spinnaker Tower parts as well. And then this was my final piece, which I did in the exam, like 10 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is. So this was the starting point, and then the next bit, and then that is the finished photo of the finished piece. It was actually a really huge board, but that's what that looked like in the end. And that is it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, I've got my GCSE artwork, which is already uploaded, which will be linked in the description below. And in a week or two, I'm going to be uploading another video showing you my A-level and GCSE textiles work as well, because it's got quite a lot of arty bits in as well. So I hope you enjoyed, hope you found it interesting having a nosy through my old artwork, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!